Here, we'll just, you know what we do?
Remember hearing about the Russian black market? It always sounded so spy-like, so covert, so underground. Well, here it is at its lowest level. Not so glamorous, is it? Kind of like a bad American flea market without Elvis posters. Pathetic? Yes. Funny? Hardly, because most of these sellers are hawking junk. This man stripped down a TV set hoping to make enough money just to buy milk or bread. It's illegal, but police do nothing.
He's not raising the price to not get as much money as he can.
Svetlana Loganov and her 2 kids will slide right past the black market. She's not interested in cigarettes or shoes today, but rather in getting enough food for dinner. It is the toughest job in Moscow these days. Before price controls were lifted in January, she and her husband Vadim were making it. But prices this trip to the market have doubled in some cases. By the time she comes back at the end of the week, they could quadruple. She's necessarily picky, turning down apples that are too expensive, settling for a couple of lemons, which have increased in the past day but haven't doubled. She spends 55 rubles for vegetables that will last just 2 days and sets off to buy milk for the children, expecting to find a line. The problem for shoppers here these days isn't the long lines. Russians are used to waiting in line. Their concern is what happens when they reach the end of that line. There, they'll find either bread or milk 3 or 4 times higher than they were just weeks ago, or worse, no food at all. That's the case when Svetlana arrives at the milk store. There is a crowd, but nothing to buy, which leads to shouting matches. This pensioner says employees are hoarding the food, not selling it to customers.
Some sugar was brought to this to this store. That's why people came here in order to buy this product. But there was no any sugar, and the person who was working here told them that there was no sugar anymore.
Our presence also sparked some debate. The milk store manager wants us gone. Others ask us to shoot everything. They too think employees are stealing. There's word that milk may be coming later in the day, so customers police themselves, writing numbers on their hands rather than lining up again. They've been shut out twice already this morning on milk and sugar, but somehow remain confident enough to come back. Svetlana stays on the sidelines. She says she remains calm because she has enough powdered milk to last a few weeks. After that, scenes like this will make her nervous. Each week, she spends up to 400 rubles on food. Her husband brings home 12 to 1,500 rubles a month, a little less than $15. So most of his salary goes to food.
И, так сказать, большинство его зарплаты, большая часть зарплаты уходит на то, что на продовольствие, на покупку продовольствия. Yes, sure.
All of his money and most of her time go to feeding the family. She's been shopping for 90 minutes and has little to show for it, just a few pieces of fruit. She's off to buy bread, expecting more of the same.
She thinks that she won't be able to buy anything today. The situation is like this on every store.
Svetlana, like many Russians, is taking her first steps in a market economy, learning about the lessons of supply and demand. The first rule in Russia, the demand is high, the supply is not.